Hey, good morning, YouTube. How you doing? It's Sunday morning. It is Cruise Chat Live. My favorite day of the week. How's everybody doing? Hey, if you're new to the channel, I am Walter, your independent travel advisor. As always, here with my lovely wife, Rebecca, sitting right off camera. And we help you guys out with your cruise, luxury, expedition, land tours, whatever all you guys need. We can help you with it. Where's WalterTravel.com. Our services are 100% free, absolutely free, but your memories are priceless. Yes, I did come up with that. I know it's a little bit corny, but I like it. It works. How's everybody doing? Hey, there's Becky, there's Macrina, there's Michael. Hi, guys. How's everybody doing? Hey, if you're new to the channel, please do two things. One, please subscribe, whether you're on TikTok or YouTube. And number two, please hit those like buttons so that YouTube and TikTok know that you actually like what you're doing, because we really enjoy doing this. We love talking to you guys every week. And man, do we love helping you all with your travel. So we have a momentous occasion coming up. A momentous occasion coming up. Tomorrow is going to be October 23rd, 2023. Well, what does that mean? It means that Where's Walter Travel is going to officially be 1 year old tomorrow. Tomorrow, October 23rd, Where's Walter Travel? We officially launched on October 23rd in 2022. And tomorrow will be 1 year. Good morning, time for fun. How are you? Good to see you guys. Good to see everybody out there. I hope you all are having an amazing day. But 1 year. How about that? And you know, for those of you who don't know the story, we became travel agents because of you, especially over on the TikTok side. You guys started asking us, man, I wish y'all were travel agents so you could book our travels. So we did it. 1 year later, I think we're plus or minus 500 vacations planned, you know, predominantly cruises, obviously, but we've done a lot of land. We've done a lot of other things. Happy birthday, Frank. Okay, everybody at home, you know what to do. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Frank. Happy birthday to you. Cheers, Frank. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I hope I didn't hurt your eardrums there doing that. I'm so sorry. I know I should not sing, but, you know, I'm just so excited. 1 year tomorrow. It's just like so exciting. Hey, Nurse Tara. Hi. Yes, I am doing. Hey, Roger. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing incredibly well. Hey, Nessie, how are you? Good morning. Oh, thank you for the kind words. And there's Joy. Hi, Joy. How are you? Oh, my God. I am just so much. Frank, thank you for your honesty. You're a very good person. Oh, man. But I hope all y'all are doing really well. We've got so many fun things going on. We will be live tomorrow on TikTok. I know we're doing it today, but gosh, tomorrow's our 1 year anniversary. So we're going to have to pop up on TikTok at 7 p.m. Eastern time just because. And I won't be drinking tea tomorrow. I will be making an old fashioned. So, and hey, we've got some people who are new subscribers to the channel. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. This channel is all about sharing information on cruising, on travel. We try to give you tips and advice and really honest reviews as well. If you haven't seen some of my reviews, you'll know they're pretty honest. And I've had a couple of my representatives at the cruise line go, really? Did you have to say that? Yes, because I like to be honest. I like you guys to know exactly what you're getting yourselves into. So anybody who has subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, please do. Oh, man. So we've got so many people. Hey, Mary, how are you? Good to see you, Mary. And Mary reminds me, so we've got a couple of group cruises going on. You know, we've been talking about them. And by the way, this time is your time. If you've got questions, you've got concerns about cruising, about land travel, about theme parks, whatever you guys want to talk about, just start dropping your questions in the comments, YouTube, TikTok. We're happy to answer. But while we wait for some of the questions to fire up, going to remind you, we have two amazing group cruises that are currently booking right now. Now, number one, Alaska. June 2025 in Alaska. We're all going to do 12 nights in Alaska. Oh my goodness gracious. We're going to be on the Oceania Riviera, which is only 1,200 guests, 1,250 guests, I think. And we're going to be there for 12 nights. Oceania is nearly all inclusive. And on top of everything that they put in there. So they, you get all the restaurants are included, Wi-Fi, the beer, wine, champagne during meals.
Shore excursion.
$800 towards your shore excursion. Round trip airfare is built into the base fares, airport transfers and all that. But then on top of that, we have prepaid gratuities, and we have the upgrade to the Prestige Select Drink Package, which means you can have a drink anytime you want, not just with the meals. So small ship, 12 nights, 8 ports in Alaska. I mean, 8 ports. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. So if you'd like more information on that, where'swaltertravel.com. We sail June 26, 2025. We end up on July 8th. So yes, we're going to have a 4th of July in Alaska, which should be kind of cool. And we're really looking forward to that. And then sooner, we have October 19th through the 26th, 2024. We're going on the brand new Sun Princess. Holy crap. I cannot wait to go on this. So many people have already booked with us. We're so excited for this one. And we keep learning more about the restaurants and all the onboard stuff. So Sun Princess, October 19th through the 26th. I think we're plus or minus 30 people already going on this cruise. We're going to have a cabin crawl on the second sea day. So we get to go explore everybody's cabin. So if you want to come along, this is out of Fort Lauderdale. It is a 7-night cruise. There's St. Thomas, San Juan. And San Juan is like a 13-hour stop, so you can have lots of time in San Juan. And then we're going to Princess Keys, which is a private island, but we get 3 sea days to explore this entire ship. First of its kind, first of its class. Cannot wait to see this. So if you want to come along with us, either one of those group cruises, where'swaltertravel.com. And of course, if we can help you with any of your travels, just reach out, where'swaltertravel.com. We love helping you all. So yay, so good morning. It's Sunday morning. We've got some questions coming in. Hey, Mitch, my weekend is fabulous. Thank you very much. Cheers to everybody. Yum. Okay, user 157, tell me about Norwegian. I just scheduled the Norwegian Gem for October 2024, leaving out of Boston. Oh, and by the way, Mitch, thank you. I try to be a nice guy. So Norwegian Cruise Line. It's an excellent cruise line. It is a family cruise line. Now, the Norwegian Gem is a smaller ship, and that's an excellent ship for that Boston, New England run. But the smaller ship tend to be, I don't want to say more adult-centric, but there's less of the top deck things for the kids to do, so you tend to get fewer kids. So whereas you might see that, there's go-karts and there's water slides and there's all rope courses and all this stuff on the top deck, the Gem will not have that because she is a smaller ship. But she's a great ship for that particular itinerary. We've been sending people out on the Pearl as well, which I believe is one of her sister ships. In general, main dining room is not bad. It's not the best main dining room. The buffet is pretty good. It's not the best buffet in the world. It can be kind of repetitive and boring, but the entertainment is outstanding usually. And the cruise director staff is generally outstanding. Now, the fun squad on Carnival, like they're the best. They are just so much fun. But the Norwegian cruise director staff, with the trivia and all of that stuff, they are a heck of a lot of fun. Anything else there? And then specialty dining tends to be really, really good as well on Norwegian. So it's a great cruise line, a really, really good cruise line. One of the reasons why they're so popular is that free at sea package. Basically, you get the drinks, you get the meals, you get some Wi-Fi time, and you get the shore excursion credit. And it's only about $153 per person for a 7-night cruise. So Rebecca's waving her hand. What do you got?
The only thing to remember is that the basic drink package on Norwegian does not include specialty coffee.
Boo. Right. That's the big boo on the Norwegian basic drink packet. No specialty coffee included. So if you like your lattes, your cappuccinos, things like that, you will have to pay for them.
Or upgrade to the...
Or upgrade, which you can do. You can get that base package with a free at sea and then just simply upgrade it, which is not a bad deal. Cruising Coleman's, good morning from across the pond. Oh, you're on the Resilient Lady in Athens. Well, cheers to you guys. I can't wait to meet the Resilient one of these days, and I can't wait to meet y'all. Wow, from Athens, on a cruise ship from Athens. Good morning, guys. Thanks, or I guess good afternoon where you guys are. Kurt, good morning. Thank you, and thank you on the 1-year anniversary wishes. If you weren't tuned in a little bit earlier, we are going to be celebrating 1 year of Where's Walter Travel tomorrow, October 23rd. So I cannot wait. Nessie, is it hard to add a person to a currently booked room for 2? So number one, if that room is qualified for 3 people, then you can do it. If the room is not qualified for 3 people, you are going to have to move to a different stateroom. Not every single stateroom can hold more than 2 people. And every cruise line has symbols on their deck plant that show you this room can hold 3, this one can hold 4, Royal Caribbean, this one can hold 5 or more. So first of all, you have to see, well, can that room even hold 3 people? Then the second thing is, every cruise line has muster stations for the lifeboats. Once that muster station is full with the lifeboat, even if your room can hold 3 people, if that muster station is full, you're not going to be allowed to add that 3rd person because the lifeboat is now full. You would actually have to move to another place on the ship. Third thing to keep in mind, most of the time your cabin is going to now be refared at the current prevailing rate for 3 people. So let's say you got a great deal, right? You got a cabin for 2,000 people for 2 people. And at the time it was like 2,500 for 3 people. Well, if it's 3,500 today for 3 people, more than likely the cruise line is going to refare you to that $3,500 fare. So there's a lot of factors in play. So if you're working with a travel agent, that's the easiest way to do it. I take a look at the current situation, and then I hop on a call with my counterparts at whatever cruise line, and we talk through it. In fact, I'm doing that today. I've got some clients who we might be moving them around Celebrity, or we might be moving them from Celebrity to Princess. So I'm going to be calling my counterparts at Celebrity, and we're going to talk through a couple of scenarios to see what we can do. But if you're working with a travel agent, that makes it that much easier. We can just go ahead and find that as well. So, Mitch, also hotel beforehand too.
The Oceania cruise, no. You can add a hotel.
I'm so sorry.
But it is not included.
Yeah, so the hotel in Seattle is not included, but it can be added. Absolutely. You can add a hotel directly through Oceania, and then the transfers will still come into play. Oceania offers included transfers from the airport to the ship and from the ship to the airport. But if you book their own hotel,
their airfare,
right? Well, you can also buy it.
True.
So yeah, you can pay for it. But then if you book their hotel, then those transfers are included from the airport to the hotel and then from the hotel over. You can always book independently as well. I mean, you have to keep in mind, like Oceania, they book some of like the nicest hotels out there. So it might be a little bit higher price. But the airfare, and then also keep in mind when you look at the rates, if you go to Where's Walter Travel right now, or if you're watching on TikTok, there's a link directly to the group cruises. When you look at the prices that are on my website, the flights are included. If you decide, look, I don't need the flights, take $1,400 off the price that you see. So there's a $700 allowance per person for the round trip airfare. You know, Oceania just goes ahead and publishes their rates with it in there. And then if you don't need it, we just take $1,400 off for this particular one. Now that rate changes depending on, you know, the itinerary, but this particular itinerary, it's a $700 allowance per person. We'll just take $1,400 off. Tamalam, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you.
And another thing to bear in mind is if you do take the Oceania flight, but book your own hotel, the transfers are no longer applicable.
Yes.
So,
but book your own hotel.
Uber's lifts are easy enough to find in Seattle. I would not let that stop you.
Cheers to Cruising Coleman. You're getting ready for a sail away. Please do have a cheers for me. We will be on the Valiant Lady November 18th. We're going to be on for 8 nights. Oh, it's going to be our first time being on a Virgin ship for longer than 5 nights. I cannot wait to go on there. So you guys have an absolutely amazing. I love that we can do this, right? These guys are in Athens on a cruise ship, and we're here in Orlando. I just love this so much. You guys have an amazing time. Yes, Michael, we just did some switching around for you guys just recently as well. That's one of the things that we do as a travel agent or a travel advisor. Whenever there's changes that are necessary, you just let us know what they are, and we will go find the best solution. You know, sometimes there's literally nothing we can do. It is that solution. But then other times, I start out with the first line of defense, and then if I don't like the answer I'm getting there, then I go directly to my contact. We do have contact at pretty much every single cruise line now, and some really good people that we work with. I'm so thankful that we get to work with a lot of these people, because we have some amazing representatives that we do work with at the various cruise lines. So that is one of the great things about using a travel advisor, whether it's me or anyone else. Good morning, Christy. How are you? William, how much is that Alaska cruise? So the easiest answer to that is to just simply go, because I don't have my little Rolodex in front of me. If you click on my logo, there's a link tree, and it'll take you directly to, there's a link directly to the Alaska cruise. The pricing is on there. If you scroll down to the staterooms, the pricing is on there. Or just go to where'swaltertravel.com and click the group cruise button on the top. And just go to the Alaska cruise. So that's the easiest thing, because there are different categories out there.
And you missed a question from
Did
Jackie there.
Who?
Can you take bottled water on the
Oh,
cruise?
I am so sorry, Jackie.
And the answer depends on the cruise line. Some cruise lines, yes. Some, no.
So most cruise lines, yes, but there are some that are starting to crack down on it and say, nope, you can't bring anything at all on the ship.
MSC, you cannot bring any liquid beverage at all.
Nothing.
Virgin Voyages, you cannot bring water in plastic bottles or
no single-use plastic.
But with Virgin, just bring in, it's easy. They give you in your stateroom carafes of water, so bring a refillable water bottle and just use that. Yeah.
Now, any liquid that you are going to be, now, first of all, whatever cruise line you're going on, go to the FAQ. Every cruise line has an FAQ, and that is covered in there, usually under the line, like, what can I bring on board? And if you look at, can I bring alcohol on board? That's usually where they're going to list all of the liquids that can be brought on board the ship. Now, they have to be in carry-on. If you check them in, they're going to take them away from you. They'll give them back to you at the end of the cruise, but they're going to take them away from you. You will not be allowed to bring them to the room. Basically, it's a security issue if you do that. Because when you bring it on carry-on, they scan it and all that good stuff. So you do have to do it with carry-on. But in terms of the various cruise lines, I mean, the best thing to do is just bring a reusable water bottle, or something like this, because all the cruise lines have great drink stations all over the ship. So there's really no need for a single-use water bottle. Just bring something like this and just keep refilling it. And this was from our good friends Stacy and Bill on one of our cruises. So thank you, guys. I'm just going to say there's water in here. Okay. All right. Let's see. Joy wants to know about all the restaurants on the Sun Princess. I can't even think of them all. There's so many of them, but we've got a brand new teppanyaki. We've got oh my God, they just announced, what's his name? Dario Cecchini, I think it is. The butcher's block is coming to the Sun Princess. The dude is holding up like these two massive steaks in front of him. They say he's the world's most famous butcher. I've never heard of him. I guess he's big in the restaurant world. Basically, if you're not Bobby Flay or Gordon Ramsay, I probably haven't heard of you. But that is now coming. So we've got the Butcher's Cut is coming. Spellbound is coming, which is a lounge. We've got a brand new teppanyaki, which has never been on a ship, a princess ship to date. They're updating the Crown Grill. They're updating the Sabatini's. There's a lot of places to eat. And now the pizza, which has always been the sliced pizza up by the pool, is now going to be down on the promenade. It's going to be different. So there's all kinds of new food coming.
Not everything has been announced yet. So there's still one.
Yeah. At least there's still one very high-end restaurant that has not been announced for the Sun Princess yet. So we don't know what that is yet. I believe it's sitting up on the top of the ship at the back, if I recall correctly. One of the interesting things about the ship, there really are no aft cabins. They've set up the aft completely differently on this ship, so it's going to be very interesting. There are some on the side, some suites on the side that wrap to the back a little bit. Really are not those aft cabins that we're used to having on a lot of the Princess ship. So again, if you want to come with us, oh my God, Sun Princess, October 19th through the 26th. It's going to be like the 4th or 5th cruise for Princess in the States. She will have just come over in September, so it's going to be one of the first cruises here in the States for her.
Europe season and then comes over.
She absolutely did. So yeah, it's just so absolutely amazing. So, and then of course, we're going to Alaska. So if you want to come to Alaska, please do come. So KC2809, you're taking the Enchanted Princess next May, Eastern Caribbean. Thoughts? So the Enchanted Princess, she is the newest one, right? She was the newest of that class because she came after the Sky. Yeah. So that is the Royal class ship. Absolutely freaking stunning ship. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. Both on TikTok and on YouTube, I have I have I have a playlist on the Sky Princess, which is her sister. She believed the Sky was the one right before. There's like one or two that were built after the Sky.
Discovery and Prince and Enchanted.
Enchanted.
And I don't remember. I know Sky was first, but I don't remember the order of the whether it was Discovery Enchanted or Enchanted Discovery.
So they're absolutely beautiful ships. I mean, absolutely freaking stonking beautiful ships. I have a food tour of the Sky Princess. Pretty much your restaurants are going to be identical, I believe.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, and the ship itself is more or less identical. I mean, absolutely the prettiest ships that I think Princess has built. Now, I'm a big fan of the small ones too. The Island Princess, we were on the Island Princess. I think that's a lovely ship. But in terms of their bigger ships, the Royal class is stunning. So you should have an absolutely amazing time. Be sure if you don't have the Princess Plus package, Princess Plus package comes with home delivery of the medallion. If you don't have home delivery of the medallion, go ahead and pay the $10. It's worth it, because now to get on board a Princess ship, you have the green lane, you have the blue lane, and then you have the accessible lane. The green lane is set up for people who have completed all of their pre-cruise paperwork and they have the medallion. The blue lane either means you haven't completed the paperwork or you don't have the medallion. You have to have that medallion to get onto the ship. Get it shipped to your house. The green lane is the fastest lane to the ship. So get away in 2 weeks for a 15-nighter. Woo! That is awesome, Adrian. Have an amazing time. We were on the Getaway. I love the Getaway.
That was our first Norwegian ship.
First Norwegian ship. She has the mojito bar that's outside, which is a great little mojito bar. We did that whole mojito flight thing, you know. Oh my God, it was so much fun. And they have the I hope it's still running. They had the like the Cirque dinner theater thing that was awesome. It was really fun. It wasn't exactly the best meal, but the show was kind of cool. Like they're like literally right there in front of you. So that was a really fun time. So have an amazing time.
They have a lovely medical center too.
Yeah, that's where Rebecca got hurt.
Thumbs up on the medical center.
Thumbs up on the medical center, and what a great staff too. That's where, I mean, we had such a good time on that ship because the cruise director was freaking hilarious. Again, you know, the Fun Squad is still like the gold standard, but these guys were right up there with the Fun Squad. They were amazing, absolutely amazing. Hey, Douglas. Would I rather Pride of America or one way to Hawaii on the Celebrity Edge class? Well, it's not going to be one way. It's going to be round trip.
Well, they might be doing repositioning.
Oh, that's true. They might be doing a repositioning. Either or. I mean, to be honest.
I want to do both, actually.
Yeah. I mean, what we really want to do, we want to do the Pride of America because it looks fabulous. If you haven't really seen the Pride of America up close, and for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, Norwegian Cruise Line has one ship that is flagged in the United States. It is registered in the United States. So it is permitted to just do round the Hawaiian Islands for 7 nights. And it does not have to go to a foreign port or an international port. Whereas every other cruise line that goes to Hawaii must go to an international port. Most of those are from California. They go around the Hawaiian Islands. They come back, usually Ensenada. That's their international port. And then they come back. So, you know, one or the other, I don't know. It just depends on what you want. So, would I rather? The answer is yes. I'll do both. Yeah.
And you just have to make sure if you want to do the long one from California that you're good with sea days.
Yeah, you got a lot of sea days.
Hates sea days. Yeah. I love them. So it depends on your personality.
So depending on the cruise line you go on, it's probably going to be 8 to 9 sea days from California to Hawaii and back.
Trip,
yeah. So you definitely want to do that. So, hey, good morning, Cindy. How are you? You're welcome, Nessie. Thank you, Frank. I don't know if I'm the best, but I like to think I am. User 157. What is the best hotel to stay at before cruising out of Boston? I don't know if there's a best hotel, but we put some clients up. I want to say Hampton Inn or something like that. We have a list of about 10 that we choose from. And, you know, you're going to pay a little bit more to stay in the harbor area, but it might be worth it because, I mean, you're close to the cruise ship at that point. So now there is, if anybody flying into Boston, I don't know if the work is done yet, but there was some major construction on the tunnel that was leaving the airport to get into the city. So they were warning people that, hey, if you're flying in the same day, you could run into some serious issues getting from the airport into Boston. I don't know if that construction is still going on, but they're, you know, basically anything in the harbor area, So I don't know off the top of my head, but we do have a list of about 8 or 10 of them that we recommend for our clients. We had a bunch of clients go out this year, so it's really easy. But my advice would be to try to find one closer to the harbor so that you're closer to the ship. Michael, JD, is it possible to bid for 2 adjoining rooms so we are still connected with our teams? If you're talking about a bid up, no, not at all. And you don't want to do that if you have anybody who's under 21 years old in another cabin. You have to stay adjoining. If you get split, you run the risk of literally being kicked off the ship, because or one adult's going to have to stay in that other cabin, one adult's going to have to stay in this cabin. When you bid up, and this is true of any bid, you have absolutely no control of where you are going to be, okay? And your cabin, so you will be immediately, if your bid is accepted, you will be immediately moved into this new cabin, and your old cabin's gone. There's no question. There's no, oh, hey, I didn't really want to move. It's too late. That cabin's gone. That cabin's already been reassigned to somebody else. So if you are with underage people and they're in adjoining or connecting, do not participate in that bid process. Stay in the cabin you are in. That's my advice anyway. Hey, Kath, how are you? Good morning. Is it user 247? Is it better to wait to book airlines closer to the cruise? Your guess is as good as mine, to be honest with you.
Likely be more expensive. I can tell you that much.
I mean, pretty much they are, airline prices are just silly right now. They really are. Like, I've had it where I'll run pricing for a client and literally an hour later I'll run it again. And it's like really different. Like, flights come up that I didn't see before, but suddenly it's so different. It seems like the airlines really do reward you if you book way early. The closer you get, it seems like the prices are going up, unless you're willing to go with, a super cheap airline. I mean, there's certain airlines that I don't really like to book for my clients because they have such terrible reviews. But my advice would be just book the flights as soon as you can. Typically about 9 months out is when they come up. Sometimes the cruise lines can get them a little bit earlier. We work with a custom tour operator in Europe that can actually book them like even 18 months out. Like, they can go ahead and grab them. Viking, Oceania, where they have the flights included, the price is set. That's really nice. So like Oceania, I said with our Alaska cruise, it's $700 per person. That price is fixed. That price will not change as long as you book the cruise, and you book the cruise with the flights. And your flights cannot go up.
One of
it's 50 U.S. gateways. Yeah. So that price is set for 50 U.S. gateways. If you don't live in one of those 50 U.S. gateways, it's $200 per person is what gets added to it. So those are fixed. So especially like if you're going to Europe, Viking, Oceania, some of these other cruise lines, like, they lock in that airfare for you. Not a bad deal. Now, Oceania also allows you to book with the flights and then remove them up to final payment. So you could always book it with the flight and go, okay, I know that my flights are going to cost $1,400. And then if I find a better flight before final payment, I can just go ahead and cancel the flight and get the $1,400 back. That's another way to go with it too. So good morning, Judy. Thank you so much for the kind words. I really, really appreciate it. I love everybody joining in here. And if you're new to the channel, once again, I am Walter, your independent travel advisor with Where's Walter Travel. As always, my lovely wife, Rebecca, is sitting right off camera. We are independent travel advisors, and we love to book your cruise, luxury, land, expedition, whatever y'all need. Where's WalterTravel.com. And tomorrow, October 23rd, 1 year for Where's Walter Travel. And it's all thanks to you guys on social media asking us to become travel advisors. I'm so glad you did. I was looking for a second career. For those who don't know, I spent a little over 30 years in film, television, and marketing. So if y'all know a guy named Alton Brown, I was part of that show for 4 years. Good Eats with Alton Brown. I was seasons 9 through 12. You'll actually see me in a couple of the episodes too. So, hey, Benny, how are you? Good to see you, man. Thank you so much for joining. Let's see. You haven't tried that show? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, Adrian, definitely check out that show, that little Cirque kind of show.
And I just sprained my ankle. It wasn't anything serious. So.
Tammy, hello from the Caribbean Princess. Oh, that was our very first cruise ship ever. So she has a soft space in our hearts. Oh, they launched the Starlink. Awesome. Oh, my God, you're in Quebec. I bet it looks amazing right now. Cheers to you. Oh, yay. Yum. Michelle. Okay, good.
And it sounds like that Boston construction is done. according to Tylon.
Oh, Tylon, is that you were referring to the construction? Thank you so much for that input. Really do appreciate it. I haven't looked it up to see with the with all of that. So thank you.
And
Michelle,
your husband should know that you were right. I mean, you should have known that beforehand.
Hey now, what are you saying? Is she saying that the wife is always right? I don't know. What I would like to hear in the comments below, is the wife always correct?
I would say a good chunk of the time.
I'm right most of the time. Just don't tell her. Okay. It's our little secret. Okay. Good. Joe, if you purchase Princess Future credit, can we use that credit with you or book directly with Princess? Yes, we can convert your Future Cruise credit into your next booking 100%. Absolutely. Sometimes, usually it shows up right in the booking engine for us. But if it doesn't show up or it's not working, I've had it where it's not like showing up correctly or not working correctly. All I do is just call it in.
Although if you booked your original cruise that you took when you bought that with a different travel agency, they will have the
yeah. So how it works, like when you book a cruise with us and you go on to you go take your cruise, and then you go, you know what, I'm going to get my cruise next certificate, I'm going to get my future cruise, I'm going to get my next Virgin Voyage, all of that stuff that automatically gets associated with that travel agent. Now, if you want to change travel agents, or you want to go from booking directly with Princess to a travel agent, then they have to be moved over to the agent. If you book directly with Princess, though, they'll just be sitting there and I can grab them. But if you worked with another travel agent, you would have to transfer it to me. I don't really like to say doing that because I know how hard so many of us work. But that's basically how that works. And if it doesn't make sense, just reach out. I'll explain it. Nurse Tara, with the Oceania group, will they allow us to fly out to Seattle 2 or 3 days prior to the cruise? If you're talking about the included flights, yes, we can set up the date to fly out earlier.
There will be, I think, a air deviation fee, but yes.
I don't know.
According to their website. Although if you're buying their hotels,
right? If you're booking their hotel, there will not.
Your own, yes.
Yeah. So there will be. So if you stay in the Oceania bubble, that means you book their flight and their hotel. They won't charge you a deviation fee. If you decide to book your own hotel in Seattle, there will be a slight fee added on to that. I'm not sure what that is. We'll have to find out because that also depends on your gateway. Keep in mind, there is also I think it's a 3-day, if you'd like to go to Alaska and stay in Alaska for 3 days to go to Denali, there is an add-on package too that we can add on. It's a 3-day add-on land tour. And you would fly up, I believe, to Anchorage, and then you go to Denali for a day or two, and then they fly you back down to Seattle for the cruise. So that'll be really fun.
To be aware on Oceania is if you're looking at their hotels, and they have some lovely hotels.
They do.
The price you see is the price per person.
Yes.
So.
Yes. And if you need help with that, just reach out. Mm-hmm. We can explain that for you. And Kurt brings up a great point. If you are a veteran and you are going on Princess, or you're going on Carnival, or you're going on Holland America, these are all Carnival brands, make sure that you register with those cruise lines, because you will get up to $250 of onboard credit for military appreciation. I know Princess is up to $250. I think Holland America is definitely $100. Carnival is definitely $100.
And the exact amount depends on the length of the cruise.
Length of the cruise, the itinerary, all kinds of stuff come into play. But there is a registration process that you have to go through on the various websites. So, and MSC gives up to a 10% discount as well. Norwegian gives a 10% discount as well. So, I mean, if you're a military veteran, in fact, MSC goes further. They do first responders. They do medical professionals. I believe they do teachers as well. So, you know, if you're in any of these professions, you want to take advantage. I mean, they're offering them to you. So why not? And especially our military veterans, they deserve everything they get. Our first responders deserve all the accolades that they get. So, you know, definitely take advantage of it. And if you have questions about it, just reach out. We'll be happy to walk you through it. So thank you, Kurt, for that reminder. Do appreciate it. Belly Girl, good morning. Jerry, good morning. Willie B, the best 7-day West Coast cruise. I mean, I don't know what do you like? Do you want to do California Coastal? Do you want to do the Mexican Riviera? That's really your big two choices there, unless you include Alaska, which is round trip Seattle. So you really got three basic choices: California coastal, you got the Mexican Riviera, and then you've got Alaska. Which of those is the best? That all depends on what you're looking for, and then also the ships that are available. Because like during the Alaska season, most of the ships, that's where they are. They're in Seattle and they're in Vancouver, and they're running the whole Alaska season. But that's going to be end of April now, all the way up to Halloween, for crying out loud. They've extended the season pretty good. And then after that, some of the ships are going to come back down to LA, San Diego, San Francisco, and some of them are going to go through the Panama Canal and come back to the East Coast. So there is no answer for best 7-day West Coast cruise. Is what are you looking for, and what's the best one that matches up with that? Because it's the time of year. Which of those three basic, and then of course you also got Hawaii too, which is going to be longer than 7 days. But you've got those three basic ones. What time of year do you want to go out on? What kind of a ship do you want to go out on? And what kind of an experience do you want? Then we can figure out what's your best 7-day cruise. So if you want to reach out to us, we'll be happy to figure that out for you. Or certainly if you're working with a travel advisor, just reach out to them, and they should be able to help you out. So thank you, Mike, for the kind words. I appreciate it. Wife is always right. I am not happy with these answers. Oh my goodness, they're saying the wife is always right. Did you like pay them or something?
I'm not going to say always. I'm just going to say most of the time.
I will tell everybody I'm one of the luckiest people in the world right now that I got her to say yes. You know, it took me almost 5 years to get her to say yes. She waited 5 years to say yes to me. Can you believe that? I mean, what? She waited 5 years, and then she wouldn't take my name. Who doesn't want to become Italian? Come on. But we did get married eventually, and it was a lot of fun. So yeah, so we've been 30 years is coming up in 2 years?
Yeah, we just hit 27.
Oh, we just hit 27. So 27 years married. We've been together about 30 years. So, and 1 year anniversary for Where's Walter Travel tomorrow. It's hard to believe it's only been a year. It seems like it's been so much longer. We're having a great time. So, Tylum, what's the benefit with booking with an agent and not directly with the cruise line? So there's a couple of basic benefits. The biggest thing is we're an independent travel advisor, so we work for you. When you work directly with a cruise line, their job is to get you to book with that cruise line. Whether it's the best ship, whether it's the best itinerary for you, doesn't matter. Their job is to get you to book there. My job is to get you the best cruise vacation or the best whatever vacation it is you're looking for. Doesn't matter which of the suppliers I book you with. I'm looking for, when it comes to a cruise, I'm looking for the best ship, looking for the best experience. I'm looking for the best itinerary that you want versus I'm working with Carnival, so I better find the best one that Carnival has. No, when you work with me, I'm looking at Carnival, Norwegian, Princess, like I'm looking at everybody. That's number one. And we work for you. We don't work for the cruise line or the travel partner. Number two, we have direct connections. That's a big one where, if I'm trying to get answers, or especially when things change, like I've had a lot of clients of late, things are changing. We need to cancel the cruise. We need to rebook the cruise. We're adding a person. We're taking away a person. You don't have to deal with that. You just simply reach out to me and we take care of all that for you. And then we can get you the option. Like I said, today, I've got to call Celebrity Cruise Line because I've got a client. They're booked on a Mediterranean cruise, but now some things are changing and they want to know their options. Like, look, if we move to a different ship, what if we cancel? What if we go to Princess? So we can work out all those scenarios for them. And then on top of all of that, our services are free. So that's a good thing. So whether you book directly through the cruise line or you book through us, it's generally the same rate. The commissions are built in. A lot of people don't realize that the commissions are built in. So if I'm going to be charging you $1,500 for a cabin, the cruise line is going to be charging you $1,500 for a cabin. They just keep the commission versus paying a travel advisor. And then there are opportunities where we can add extra things, such as on Virgin Voyages. If you book a C terrace or above, I automatically add $100 on board credit to your cabin, and that's because I'm a gold certified first mate with Virgin Voyages. So as a travel advisor, I have to go through training. We have to go through training with all of the cruise lines to stay up to date on their stuff. And some of these cruise lines reward us by saying, hey, okay, you're gold level certified. Everybody who books on Virgin Voyages, they automatically get $100 on board credit if they book a C terrace or above. So there are a lot of things that I could go through. But those are three of the basic. I think the biggest reason why most people book with us is that change factor. If they've got to change things around. And look, okay, we booked the cruise, we booked the hotel, we booked the airport, or the airline, everything. It's like you don't have to worry about it. We just take care of it all. And then you just go ahead and have a good time. So certainly reach out if you'd like. Rebecca, let's see. Oh, I got the, let's see. Macrina saying, if it took her years to say yes, then you, Walter, need to say women are always right. Oh, okay. Okay. That's the way we're going to play. Nurse Tara saying, Rebecca, and you are the same. I waited 5 years to say yes, and you kept your maiden name. Okay. Okay. I see how people are playing it today. All right. All right. Everybody's taking Rebecca's side. Fine. Take Rebecca's side. Hey, I wouldn't have this business if it wasn't for Rebecca. She's been a huge support structure for this whole thing and a supporter for me. And just so you guys know, a lot of times when you do reach out and you ask us for advice and whatnot, Rebecca does a lot of the initial research. She is amazing at finding cruises for you guys. So she does a lot of the behind the scenes work that you all don't see. You guys get to see me on camera. She doesn't like to be on camera. And then when we do have our conversations talking about travel, you're talking to me. But Rebecca, sometimes she'll pop in off camera just like she does here. But she does a lot of the behind the scenes work. She does a lot of the research and all of that. So I thank you for all of that. So it's absolutely amazing. Kim, hi, you're taking your first cruise in April. Yay! Welcome to the cruising family. That's so awesome. I love first-time cruisers. You're going on the Emerald Princess. Tips. Well, number one, you're going on Princess. Make sure you complete all of your pre-cruise information that they want. It's in your app. It's on the phone. It's in your app. Make sure you've got, make sure you're all set up on their website with an account, and then download the app. Make sure you've got all of the information filled out because you want to be in the green lane. Like I said earlier, we got a green lane, a blue lane, and the accessible lane. The green lane is the fastest way to the ship. The way you do that, you complete all of the information in your app, and you get that medallion delivered to your house. If you have Princess Plus or Premier, the medallion is automatically going to come to your house. It's going to show up about 2 weeks before the cruise. If you don't have Plus or Premier, pay the $10 or whatever they're charging right now to have that medallion shipped to your house. If you don't have that medallion, then you have to be in the blue lane. And that's all the people like lined up waiting to get their medallion. There's no reason to stand in that line. Just get the medallion delivered to your house so that you're going to be in that lane. Number two, Princess has really good shows. The Broadway shows are quite good. You're going to be, I hope you're going to be impressed by the main dining room and the buffet. The buffet on Princess tends to be one of the best buffets out there. Really, really good. Like I said, great shows.
Although I will say on the older ship, it's a little more
compact.
Compact, yes.
Yeah, yeah. It's a little bit tight. It's good food, but it's a little bit tight. Like on the Royal ships, they really opened it up. The Emerald Princess is a little bit of an older ship. They take great care of their ship. Princess has a lovely ship. Those are the two biggies right there. I guess the last thing is make sure you're ready before you approach the terminal. You know, as you're approaching the terminal, get the app open, get your green lane pass and all of that stuff out, so that you're not like you get up to the person and you're ready to go in the terminal and you're like trying to fumble along, trying to get everything. Make sure the app is up and running and you've got everything up and ready to go. So, yeah. Good morning, Andrew. Hey, Stacy, how are you? Deanna C., if you are a former military person, would they get the credit? So the cabin, basically the onboard, if you're talking about like Princess with that up to $200 onboard credit, that is assigned directly to that person. So, you know, like Stacy and Bill. Bill is a former military veteran. So when that $100 onboard credit is assigned, it's assigned directly to Bill. And that's how they get it.
And I believe it applies to any person who is honorably discharged.
Yeah, well, you can be active military as well.
Well, yes, but as far as veterans.
Yeah, every cruise line has a different way of doing it. Most of them, I like Norwegian, Princess, and all of them. I think they're using ID.me. Is how they're doing the process. And like Norwegian attaches it directly to your account. So it's an automatic thing, 10% off every single cruise. Don't even have to worry about it. Some of the other cruise lines, we have to apply it every single time. So yeah, celebrity may have a discount as well. Cindy, can you use Princess gift cards from AARP to pay your cruise off? Yes. So glad you brought this up. I send all of my clients there now because you do not have to be an AARP member to buy these cards. So here's the deal. Princess gift cards worth $500. You can purchase these for $460 each, 8% discount. You can use as many of these cards as you want to pay for your Princess cruise. So in effect, you're getting 8% off the cruise by buying these Princess gift cards. All you have to do is buy them, and then you tell me that, what that, it actually forward me to email is the easiest thing, but there's going to be like a credit card number and there's going to be a PIN. That's all I need. And I can apply as many of these cards as you want to a booking. And I believe, now that you brought that up, I believe Royal Caribbean has made changes to their gift card program now, which they do sell on AARP. I believe you have to be a member to buy the Royal Caribbean one. But it sounds like, and I'm waiting for confirmation from my representative at Royal Caribbean, it sounds like you can now use them to pay for the entire cruise, not just for like a one-time purchase. So Princess, absolutely, you can use as many of these gift cards as you want. You can pay for the entire cruise with it. You're essentially going to get 8% off the cruise. And it sounds like the changes that they've made with Royal Caribbean has now made it a lot easier to purchase and use a gift card. Sounded like from the wording, you can now use these cards to pay for the entire Royal Caribbean cruise. And again, there's going to be a discount from AARP. It used to be a 10% discount for Princess. It just changed to an 8% discount. So, yeah. So Macrina's saying that the Carnival cards are 10% off. I don't think you can use them for the entire cruise. There is a limit on Carnival on how many you can use. Princess, for sure, you can use.
Varying things. Some people say they've had success using them for everything on Carnival. Some people haven't. So
I mean, my suggestion would be to buy 2 from Carnival, because you can certainly use one on board, or you can use one to buy things for on board. But if you buy 2, we can try using 2 of them on the cruise. But I know for certain Princess you can, and all the rest you can certainly do it as well. Carnival and Royal give ship credit if you have 100 shares of stock. I knew about the Carnival one. I wasn't sure about Royal Caribbean, but yes, you can get some shipboard credit if you have 100 shares of stock. I believe you have to do it every single time. You have to go ahead and apply for that. Absolutely. Hey, Toot, you're going on Disney in a few weeks. Nice. That is so much fun. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying something. Have a great time. Zuli, you've been on Carnival twice. They've never honored your husband. He's an Army veteran. Well, they don't honor every single person. They do have that thing. They do that. What is it? They do that veterans honors every single cruise, but they don't necessarily honor every single person. In fact, there was a discussion in John Heald's group about that today. They do their best, but they do miss some people. So,
and I have heard that sometimes with Carnival, you can, some of their other discounts are better than their military discount.
Oh, yeah,
so you
absolutely.
may end up using a different discount than the military discount, because it may save you more money.
Especially if you're a VIFP, if you're up in the VIFP. So how that works is, and the very important fun person, that is their loyalty program at Carnival. The higher up you go, the better your deals are. And so when I have your VIFP number and I go into Carnival, typically if I just go into Carnival and you've never sailed with them before, I might see 4 different fare offers, maybe 5 if they're having a special. If I put in your VIFP and you're up there, I can see like 7 or 8 different options that I can choose from to book your cruise. And very often the military one is actually the weakest of them. But that's how that works. So it's very important, when you're working with a travel advisor like myself, to let us know if you have loyalty. I usually do go ahead and do an automatic search. I can search for it by your birth date and your name. So I do go ahead and search it. But if you have that information, that's really good, because then we can try to find some better deals and better specials. Carnival is the best. Carnival offers more different cruise fares than anybody else that I have seen. So they're really good. Macrina's saying that they use 3 AARPs to pay off their Carnival cruise. So sounds like, at least in Macrina's case, they were able to go ahead and use multiple cards to pay it off. So again, AARP Rewards, this is where you get those cards. 100%. I know that Princess, you can do it. Macrina is saying that with Carnival, they were able to use multiple cards to pay for the cruise. So you're essentially getting 8 to 10% off the cruise by using these cards, and you just give me the number and I run them as if they were a credit card. It's really easy.
I believe they also have gift cards from Celebrity and Holland America.
Mm-hmm.
There might be
Celebrity,
one other.
Holland, Carnival, Princess. I want to say there is another cruise line, but I'm blanking on who it is. Yeah. So yes, Annette, Hawaii. Generally, Hawaii is going to be about 11 to 14 days. So cruising with Mo, you just booked the Norwegian Breakaway for October next year. You're ready to see all that pretty fall foliage. That should be nice. That should be really nice. I want to. That's one that we have not done yet. I want to definitely do that. So, Andrew, how long did it take you to say yes to cruising? Well, we started about 20 years ago. 2006 is when we actually started on the Caribbean Princess. So it took us that long to get started. Willie B, you have a group of blind travelers going for a reunion. Oh, that'll be interesting. I'd love that. Yeah, we'd be more than happy to help out with that. Oh, thank you very much for the kind words. We have a personality and we are vested. 100% we're vested in your vacation because look, we get paid commission. This is how we do our work. We charge you absolutely nothing for our services. There's no research fee. There's no cancellation fee. There's no upfront fee. There's nothing to work with us. So it's in our best interest to make sure you take a great vacation so that one, you're going to come back to us for your future travels. And number two, you're going to let all your friends and family know. That's how I know how successful we're doing. Obviously, we've gotten a lot of referrals from social media, and we thank you so very much for all of you who have, seen us on these channels and you've reached out to us. We're very thankful to that. And when we see you guys start referring us to your friends and family, that's when we really know we're doing something right, because obviously you're only going to refer people you like, and you're going to refer people you trust. So we thank you very, very much for that. So Willie, I would love to work with you on that. That sounds like a really interesting cruise. Thank you so much for that. Please do reach out. where'swaltertravel.com. Set up a time to chat. I would love to chat about that. That's amazing. So Annette, you did a 10-day land and sea. You started in Fairbanks and then went south. That's exactly what we did. We did 14 days land and sea. So we had 7 days on land. And here we're talking about Alaska. If you don't know what we're talking about, we're talking about an Alaska cruise tour. So this is where you either start or end on land. They're almost always a 7-day cruise, and then you either start or you end on land, and the cruises are one way. They usually go from Vancouver up to Anchorage, or from Anchorage south down to Vancouver. They just kind of keep going back and forth, and then you have the land portion on one side or the other. We recommend the land first because the land tends to be a little bit more active. You're moving around a lot more. And then when you get on the ship, now you just put all your stuff in your room and you're pampered a little bit more on the ship. But you can do it both ways. But we flew to Fairbanks with Princess, and they met us right at the terminal, which was great. They took our bags, and then we did Fairbanks. We did Denali National Park with the train ride. Oh my God, the train was so amazing. Then we went down to Copper River. We spent a few days there. So overall, we spent 7 days on land, and then we met the ship in Whittier. We did Juneau, Skagway, Ketchikan, Glacier Bay, College Fjord, just like the most spectacular cruise to this day. I still remember everything about it, but I cannot wait. I've talked about this already. We are doing a group cruise in 2025 with Oceania, which is going to be a small ship, 1,250 passengers. That's it. This is less than half the size of the ship. We were on the Sapphire Princess in Alaska. This is less than half the size of that. And this one is nearly all inclusive. And that's what I love about this one. So we're going to have 12 days, 8 ports, including 12 hours in Victoria. Now, how many of you have been on these round trips and you go to Victoria? It's only a 3-hour stop because that's all they're required to do to hit that international port. We're actually going to have 12 hours. In fact, we're having 12 to 13 hours in most of our ports. So we're going to have lots of time. You're going to have plenty of time to do 2, maybe even 3 excursions if you really want to. But you're going to have time to actually go out and explore these areas. So like I'm ready for Icy Strait Point, man. I'm going to do that crazy ass zip line. And then Oceania actually has a cooking excursion in Alaska. So we're going to go do that. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. So I can't wait. So, but Alaska Land Sea is amazing. Princess, Holland America, they do it the absolute best in terms of land sea. And then for small ship cruising, oh my God, Oceania, cannot wait. June of 2025, reach out, where'swaltertravel.com if you'd like to. join us. Thank you, Stacy, for the 1-year anniversary. Again, we will be back. We're going to be back tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Why not? I'm going to be making some cocktails. October 23rd, 2023, 1-year anniversary. Well, where's Walter Travel? I'm going to share with you some of the stats and things. It's been absolutely amazing this past year. It doesn't even feel like a year already, but we'll be back on TikTok tomorrow night. I cannot wait. Douglas Cole, I have a credit on Virgin Voyage. Any recent deals you've seen on VV? I mean, Virgin Voyages is having specials all the time. But here's the thing with Virgin Voyages. The best deal on any cruise with Virgin Voyages is when they go on sale. Virgin follows the Disney model. Okay, Disney basically introduced this when Disney Cruise Lines came out, or at least at some point along the way. The absolute best pricing for a Disney cruise is when they come out, and then every month they slowly go up. Virgin Voyages is exactly the same. In the 1 year that we've been in business, exactly one time they actually had a price drop. It was a significant price drop, but that's the only time that they've done it. Generally, it goes up from there. So the best deal with Virgin Voyages is generally when they first go on sale. So, and as of about a month ago, we were in the top 100 Virgin Voyages travel agents in the United States. So we know a thing or two about Virgin. We're going to be on the Valiant Lady for Thanksgiving, and then we're going to be on the Valiant Lady again in June. We're very proud to be partners with Ben and Cruise with Ben and David, and we're proud to be a partner with the Sean Stef channel. We booked the entire Ben and David inaugural group cruise. There's about 140 of us going on the Valiant Lady in June. So we'll be back on the Valiant Lady in June. And we might actually be back on one of the ships in January, but more about that later. So thank you, Stacy. Annette, where are we from? Orlando, Florida. Orlando.
At least currently.
Huh?
At least currently.
Currently in Orlando. Yeah, I'm originally from the Hudson Valley, New York, actually, is where I'm originally from. And we've lived most of our lives together in the Atlanta area. And then we've kind of bounced between Texas, Florida, and Georgia for the past few years. But we've actually been here in Orlando for 3 years now. So, yeah, we're really having a good time. So Willie B says, say yes, dear, because that saves a lot of time and energy. I say that all the time anyway. Kim, oh, good. You've done all that we mentioned. Yay. Awesome. Colette, Princess cards on AARP are limited to purchasing 5 per month. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I had not heard of that limitation, and Rebecca's shaking her head up and down. Yeah.
The other ones may have a similar limitation.
Yeah,
you
probably.
just have to read the terms and conditions.
Yeah, you do have to. You do have to, check the terms and conditions of everything, obviously. But 5 per month, I mean, that's more than enough because, that like especially if you start right off the bat, because you can put them on your deposit. Now, keep in mind when you book through a travel agent too, we put a hold on a cabin. So we can put a hold on a cabin depending on the cruise line. Like Virgin Voyages is only 24 hours. I wish they would extend that. But I want to say Princess, I think they give us 3 or 4 days to put the deposit down, maybe a week. So we can go ahead and hold the cabin, and then you can go ahead and get the Princess gift cards, and then we just start putting those Princess gift cards down there. So thank you, Colette. I appreciate that.
And just scroll. I know. Skip ahead. Scroll to the last comment on TikTok.
Oh, Kath, you're from Poughkeepsie. Holy shamoly. That's amazing. That's amazing. Poughkeepsie. Yeah. Born and raised. Went to school at Roosevelt High School in Hyde Park. It was weird. Lived in Poughkeepsie, but I went to school in Hyde Park. So, and then I went to school up in Syracuse. So, yay. That is so awesome. Love it. Robert, how many shares do you need for Royal Caribbean? I believe 100 shares. I believe it's 100 shares for both companies, Carnival and Royal Caribbean, I believe. Bigger Andrew loves Carnival. I'll tell you what, people do love the whale tail. And speaking of which, Carnival Freedom just got her whale tail back. She's looking absolutely gorgeous after her dry dock. She just went in for a quick dry dock. Looks like she got all repainted on the hull, and she's got her whale tail back. So yay, that is awesome. Bigger Andrew. Oh, you're going on a celebration in January. Hopefully you're going to have Lee, your cruise director. Oh my God, that guy is crazy. Absolutely insane. Fun Squad is the best. Absolute best. We were on the Mardi Gras. I'm telling you what, people, if you're going on Carnival celebration, the Mardi Gras and the upcoming Jubilee, highly recommend the extended balconies. They are above that half circle glass thing where the atrium is. Oh my God, we had 3 of those on our Mardi Gras cruise. I've got a whole playlist on YouTube. I got a whole playlist on TikTok. We opened up those balconies. I don't think we spent that much time on a balcony on any cruise, except maybe Alaska, because it was like having a front porch. We're all just kind of hanging out on the front porch. It was so awesome. So yeah, I love that Excel class of ship. We have not been on the Vista class yet. We really want to go check that out.
And just a little point of order for TikTok. If you're trying to ask questions about Virgin, cannot use the word Virgin.
Yes. Oh, I always forget about that, and we're 1 hour into it already. Virgin Voyages. If you're trying to ask a question about Virgin Voyages on TikTok, you cannot use the word Virgin. That's not me. That's TikTok blocking you from saying it. So use VV if you want to ask a question about Virgin Voyages, or just say Voyages, and we'll know what you're talking about. So I always forget to say that. So if you are watching us on TikTok, you'd like to know more about Virgin Voyages, do not use the word Virgin. TikTok will block that comment. And I just saw something go by where it said, hey, certain comments have been blocked. That's not us. That's TikTok. So just use VV. The letter is VV for Virgin Voyages. We'll do that. Nurse Tara's asking about the Anthem. Are the unexpected prices due to the propulsion issues? Who knows? We don't know why. We don't know why cruise lines do anything that they do. They just do. And so I don't know. If they've got some great Anthem prices, jump on them. Why not? I don't keep track. With the amount of work that we do, it's nearly impossible for me to keep track of every single cruise line and every single cruise ship. So I haven't really noticed that the Anthem's been cheaper. I literally get, I want to say, around 100 emails every single day from all of our travel partners. Hey, we got a sale on this. Hey, we got a, and if I know that a certain client is looking for the Anthem, yeah, I'll jump in there and say, hey, wow, the Anthem just came on sale. Here you go. Go for it. So, but yeah, if they've got great sales, jump on it. Riley, huge cruise season coming up in Australia with 3 brand new ships. Yeah, Australia is coming back strong. It's really nice. Virgin is going on down there. There's some other new ships coming on down there. Of course, Carnival Luminosa, I think, just came back. So yeah, Australia is coming on strong with a lot of our clients. One of the really cool things, I keep talking about Oceania. Oceania is amazing. But Oceania, again, they wrap in the cruise fares, the flights. So if you're thinking about Australia and you're thinking, geez, okay, I'm going to book the cruise and then I got to go see what the airfare is all about. Oceania, Viking, and some of these other luxury cruise lines, they just lock in that cruise fare. So it's a fixed number. It will not go up. It will not go down. It is a fixed number. So like I have some clients who are considering Australia from Atlanta. I mean, that's a pretty expensive flight from the U.S. to get down there. But it's a fixed number. I want to say with Oceania, I want to say it's like around $800 per person, round trip, $900. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's a great rate. So that's something to consider if you live here in the U.S. You're considering a cruise down there in Australia. You can look at some of the quote unquote luxury cruise lines, and when you put it together, like you put Celebrity Princess alongside Oceania Viking, and you put the airfare in, you put all of the inclusions in, and you compare them. Suddenly, you're like, oh my God, it's either the same, or in some cases, like Oceania, we've seen it where Oceania is slightly cheaper once you factor in everything. So yeah, those are good deals. Those are really, really good deals. So yeah, Macrina, you love the extended balcony on Celebration, right? I'm telling you, absolutely amazing. And Lee's going back on vacation already. He was just on vacation. They shouldn't let him take another vacation in January. Come on. No, he's great. He's absolutely great. We've actually chatted a few times on social. I'd love to get him on one of my shows, but we've got to go through the whole rigmarole with Carnival to get that approved. So at some point, we're going to work on that and try to get him on. So I love it. I love it. So yeah, and the Vista class is smaller, right? It's the next class down, but we have heard from so many clients that, especially if you want to do the Havana Cabana and the whole Cabana Club, you got to do it on the Vista class because it's much better than the Excel class. And I will say the Excel class, it looks like they just kind of threw it over there in the corner. So it is interesting. Lisa, do we like the river cruise? We haven't yet. We would love the river cruise. We haven't done it yet. Looking at probably 25 at this point. I don't think we're going to be able to swing it in 2024. We've got so many things going on. But we are looking at, in fact, I'm going to be having a conversation with one of my colleagues at KHM Travel Group. I'm talking about potentially working together on putting together a river group. My plan, but I've said this before, if you watched this in the past, my plan, my dream is to take Cunard from New York, sail across. over to Europe, do a river cruise, maybe do a Mediterranean cruise, while we're over there, maybe get a couple of cruises in, and then sail back so we don't have to fly across the pond. I really, really want to do that. And if we can time it right so that we're sailing back to Florida, that would be absolutely awesome too. But that's what I want to do if I can. So, yay. Let's see. It would be awesome if more cruise lines would come to Baltimore Harbor as their home base or departure. Now, Baltimore is small, so they have to bring in the smaller ships, and that's kind of a problem when everybody's building these big ships. Even like some of the mid-sized ships can't get in. So that's really what it comes down to.
And the infrastructure to
support. Exactly. So yes, would it be nice? It would absolutely be nice to see more ships. And I am encouraged that the CEO of Royal Caribbean has acknowledged that, look, we need to build some small ships too. Our smaller ships are getting older. Our clientele loves the smaller ship. So who knows? You may end up with a brand new small ship there, say within the next 5 years. Royal Caribbean has said nothing at all. We know that they're building another Icon ship. For the amount of time it takes to build an Icon ship, they could probably build 3 small ones. So that would be really nice to see them come out with some smaller ones. But, some of the cruise lines just simply don't have the ships too. Like MSC could probably do it. I think they may have a ship that's small enough, but it's just, is the value there? Is the infrastructure there? Is the space there? So it is nice. And like Nurse Tara is saying, it's the bridges too. The ships need to be able to get under the bridges in Baltimore. So that's also an issue, obviously. So it would be nice. It would be nice. So O'Reilly, so your Virgin Cruise is in less than a month. So excited. Yeah, ours is too, right?
27 days.
27 days to ours. Is anybody watching right now that going to be on the Valiant Lady November 18th, who besides our group? I've got a whole big group of people coming. We're going to have a grand old time. So Lauren, you leave on your first cruise in 9 days. Can't wait to try all the food. Yes. And of course, I'm sure you've seen it by now, but on YouTube and here on TikTok, I have all my food reviews up there. The pizza is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It is so freaking good. Beyond that, I'm going to say Razzle Dazzle and Pink Agave, 2 of my favorites on board. And then the social diner is just so much fun. They have all the little snacks and stuff. Oh my God, it's hilarious. And when it's open, the Poke Bowl, the Sun Cafe, which is up on deck 16, it has irregular hours, so you kind of got to look for it. That's not bad. And then it's really heavy. So you're probably going to be sorry you ate it afterward. But for breakfast, the burger bar has a French toast burger. That's ridiculous. It's French toast, burger, scrambled egg, bacon. Oh, and you know who has the best bacon on the entire ship? Razzle Dazzle. Oh my God, their bacon. They put a little heat in it. I don't know how. How about you? What's your favorite?
Well, I will say our go-to upon boarding is to go to the dock and have the little tapas on instead of an actual like lunch, because it's later in the day when you're boarding. But that's always nice.
Yeah. So our big tip for all of our clients going on Virgin for the first time, you're going to board later in the afternoon. Boarding doesn't start till about 1:30 in the afternoon. So your cabins are ready. So you can literally go directly to your cabin, drop your luggage off. We love to go directly to the dock, which is on the back of deck 7. They have lovely tapas. They have a great bar there. And just before you walk outside, look to your left, there's a grab and go station. And I always grab the meat and cheese platter. They have like a little meat and cheese platter in there, but they got a bunch of like various things that you can just grab and go. They have one right there. And then they have one as you leave the galley heading towards the pool. That's really great.
One thing Virgin does really well, and a lot of cruise lines will do this well, but you can, within certain limits, customize some of your dishes. Like in Pink Agave, they have, I think it's a potato dish that comes with chorizo. I don't eat meat, so they'll make the potato dish without chorizo for me. Up in the galley, they have a spicy pork ramen, and they have a plain vegetarian ramen. So last time I was there, because I tried the plain vegetarian ramen, it didn't have enough flavor for my taste. Yeah. So I asked them to make the plain vegetarian ramen spicy like the pork ramen, and they did, and it was fabulous. So you can get certain amounts of customization.
You can, and Virgin's really good about that. I mean, really, really good about that. David, it sounds like you watched some of our dining stuff on the Symphony of the Seas. They're getting ready to go on the Symphony of the Seas December 2nd. That's about when we went on. We were December 17th through the 24th last year. And I am glad that my food review answered a bunch of questions. Still would never recommend Sorrento's pizza, but the kids love it. So, you know, the kids are going to eat it. But yay, I'm glad our food reviews were helpful, David. Yay. User 247, I think you're saying the Mein Schiff. You saw the Mein Schiff leaving out of Cape Canaveral. Talk about it, please. First time seeing it. That is a German cruise line. That's TUI. That is a German cruise line. They cater to Germans predominantly. So generally Americans don't go on those ships. You can be booked on them, but German will be the predominant language on there. They're gorgeous ships. They're absolutely gorgeous ships. And in fact, they just announced their next ship is going to be called the Relax. All of their ships have been Mein Schiff 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think they're up to 7 now. They're beautiful ships, but they cater to the German market, like specifically to the German market. You can find, there is somebody either on TikTok or YouTube that I follow. He's one of the crew members. They're absolutely gorgeous ship. They kind of remind me of the Celebrity Solstice class is what they remind me of when you see the actual layout of the ship. But that's a German-based cruise line. Yeah.
And I don't know how true it is when they're sailing out of the U.S., but I have heard the smoking rules are more relaxed on Mein Schiff than most American-based cruise lines.
Yeah. So there's a lot more smoking. The same is true actually of MSC. MSC probably has, even like out of Port Canaveral, they have more smoking areas, I think, than any cruise line that I have seen. They're very smoker friendly as well. So something to keep in mind if you're a smoker, if you like cigar smoke and all of that.
Or if you're a non-smoker, to keep in mind.
Yeah, they're to keep in mind as well.
I mean, I didn't have a problem on MSC, and I've not tried Mein Schiff, but.
No. So new media prof. What about cruise Hawaii to Australia? 20 days too long. Never too long. Are you kidding me? 20 days? I would love that. We actually booked some clients. They're actually doing the other way around. They're doing Tahiti to Hawaii on the Norwegian Spirit, which is, oh my God, that is a small ship that got the $100 million complete renovation and all of that. Oh, absolutely amazing. So yeah, Hawaii to Australia is nice because that takes off one of your flights, right? So like if you got to fly to Australia, now you just got to fly back. This year, I don't think it's sailed yet. I don't know when it's sailed. Maybe it did sail. Or no, it's in 2024. Holland America is offering a round trip. I don't know if there's still cabins available, but it's San Diego to Australia, New Zealand, and back. I want to say it's 40 plus days. I can't remember exactly how many days it is. But that's a round trip. And one of my clients wanted to book that in 2025. They're not offering it in 2025. So if you're looking to sail in 2024, I think there's still some cabins available. You can go round trip to Australia from San Diego on Holland America. It looks absolutely amazing. So Dewan, maybe Deanne, I'm so sorry. I probably said that wrong. Going on your first cruise to Alaska next June on the Grand Princess. Great ship. Great ship. You're so excited. I'll tell you what, Alaska is just one of those things that is absolutely freaking amazing. It's life-changing, you know. If anybody who's watching this is going to Alaska, the biggest piece of advice I have is if you're going to Juneau, Harv and Marv whale watching. We don't represent them. We get no commission from them. We just love them. And we booked them when we were in Alaska. We have recommended them to so many of our clients, and they're all like, oh my God, these guys are great. Harv and Marv whale watching in Juneau, Alaska. Cannot recommend them enough. So if any of you are watching, I don't care which cruise line you're going on. This is an independent cruise, independent tour. Harv and Marv whale watching in Alaska. They are absolutely amazing. And if you're going to Skagway Temsco Helicopters, TEMSCO, you can get a helicopter tour up to a dockside camp. You can get a helicopter tour to glaciers. Those are two great companies. And then in Ketchikan, we always love recommending Island Wings Air, with especially pilot Michelle. That's a float plane experience. She's supposed to be one of the best in Alaska. We had her booked, but the clouds were too low and we couldn't go. So when we go back to Ketchikan, we're hoping maybe to get with her. So Celeste, hello. You can purchase 5 standard and 25 premium CCL AAR gift cards each month. Oh, always thought you had to be a member to purchase there. Membership is only $12 per year with no age limitation. That is correct. Princess, you do not need to be a member to purchase those cards. Carnival and some of the other cards, you do have to be a member, but for whatever reason, you can go to AARP. You'll notice the card that you have to be a member actually says like member required or member rewards or something like that. But the Princess cards, anybody can buy them. It's absolutely crazy. I don't know why, but you can. So if you're just in and you haven't heard us talk about this, AARP Rewards, they sell cruise line gift cards at a discount. Princess Cruises gift cards are 8% off. You can use them for the entire cruise. Folks who are watching on YouTube have said that you can now use the Carnival gift cards for the entire cruise. So you're essentially getting 8% off, 10% off your cruise by paying it off with these gift cards instead of paying it off with your credit card. And yes, you can use them with a travel agent. All you have to do is just forward us the information. It's going to be basically a credit card number, and there's going to be a PIN associated with each one. You just send us the information. We run it through just like it's a credit card, but we run it through as a gift card. So it's absolutely amazing. So yeah, that is awesome. That is awesome. Radiant of the Seas, love it. So I need an adapter for extra USB charging. So the older ships don't have a whole lot of plugs on them. And this is a great tip for all y'all watching going on any cruise ship. Go to Amazon or go wherever it is you purchase online and get European adapters. Get European adapters. That is an easy way to get extra outlets. And a lot of these European adapters have USB ports on them now. So that's how you get extra power in a stateroom, especially if you're in an older cruise ship. Very often you're going to have maybe 1 or 2 American plugs, and you'll have like, oh, I'm so sorry, Remy. And you'll have 1 European plug. Well, if you got a European outlet, and especially if you get a European adapter that maybe has 2 American ports on it, plus it has USB ports on it, that's how you get extra power in a stateroom, especially on an older ship. But even a lot of the newer ships, like within the last 10 years, they weren't really putting USB ports on them, or they still only have a couple of outlets. So just go get, and they're not that expensive. They're actually rather, we got 2 of them, and we use them.
And I will say, so I can't speak to Radiance of the Seas in particular. Yeah. But some older ships, when they go in for refurb, they add tableside lamps that will have a USB plug in it.
Yeah, that's like the easiest way for them to add it. By the way, if you're new to the channel, just tuning in for the first time, I am Walter. Where's Walter Travel? We're an independent travel advisor. So if we can help you in any way on either YouTube or TikTok. On TikTok, you click my logo. There's a link in the link tree to contact me. That's the easiest way to do it. Or if you're watching on YouTube, there's links down in the description. Or, of course, you can always go to where'swaltertravel.com. Use to contact us, set up a time for us to chat. I give you a call. We do a video chat, whatever it is, and then we work with you. Our services are 100% free, and we do cruise, luxury, land, and expedition. And if you're wondering who that voice is off camera, that is my wife, Rebecca, who's my partner in crime. So Macrina is asking if anybody has done whale watching in the Mexican Riviera. I want to say Sean and Stephanie Mullen and maybe Ben and David, when they were on the Norwegian Bliss and they were in the Mexican Riviera, they might have done a whale watching in that set of vlogs. So if you go to Cruise with Ben and David, you go to the Sean and Steph channel, go back to the Norwegian Bliss. I want to say it was last November-ish. They may have done a whale watching tour on there, but if anybody else is watching right now, have you done whale watching in the Mexican Riviera, and where did you do it? Who would you recommend? So user 321, any new ship sailing out of Tampa? Not that I know of. Nothing like brand new. Again, similar to Baltimore, they need to have the smaller ships come in. So I think some of the best ships out of there right now are the Celebrity Millennium class. They're absolutely great ships. Celebrity does a great job maintaining those ships. And we have sent clients out. We have some clients, that's all they want. They just want that Millennium class ship. I have some good friends from high school who love the Constellation and the Millennium. Absolutely love them. Jada, from the Mediterranean, a Nile River cruise would be awesome. Yes. You had a super time on one and you would love to go again. I'll tell you what, they look amazing. And I think you bring up a great point. You know, everybody knows about European river cruising. Well, there's river cruising all over the world. You can cruise on the Amazon if you'd like not Amazon shipping, but Amazon, the actual river. You can go cruise on the Amazon River. There are river cruises all throughout the United States. We all know about the Mississippi River, but there's the Snake River Canyon. There's river cruising all over. So there's literally river cruising globally everywhere. You know,
Asia.
Viking, Uniworld, Talk. There's so many. There's a lot of other river cruising lines that you may have never heard of that we're partnered with. I'm sorry, Rebecca.
There's river cruising in Asia as well.
In Asia, the Mekong River. You can go cruise on the Mekong River. So there are amazing river cruises. So, and when you think river cruising, it's not the Danube, it's not just Europe, it's everywhere. So if you're interested in expanding your river cruise horizon, certainly reach out. We would love to chat with you.
And a lot of these ships are custom made for the rivers that they're going to be sailing on.
That's the interesting thing. Yeah, so all river ships are not the same. Even on the same river, you know, they make them slightly different. But when they're, you know, a river ship on the Nile is going to be different than a river ship that's on the Danube, which is going to be different than a river ship that's on the Mississippi, for example. Like there's all different kinds of river ships out there, and they're very often made. You know, we've talked about bridges in Baltimore. Well, you've got bridges that you've got to deal with. You've got water levels that you've got to deal with. So some of these ships can operate in a much shallower draft. So, you know, they can operate even when the water levels are lower. But yeah, it's river cruising. There's just so much to learn about river cruising. It's so different than ocean cruising. I mean, ocean cruising is essentially the same. The ships are smaller, the ships are bigger. They're essentially the same. River cruising is like a whole different animal. It's pretty amazing. So, Greg, you just got off the Viva a week ago. I hope you had a fantastic time. Tamalam, yes, you're going to be on the VV Thanksgiving. I know, you're going with us. New media prof, cruises to or around Cuba. If you are a Canadian citizen, you can take cruises to Cuba right now. If you're an American citizen right now, we are very restricted. Technically, we're not allowed to go.
Not cruises. They're traveling if you have family members. So there's restricted traveling to Cuba, but not cruising.
Yeah.
For Americans.
Yeah. Ooh, let me change that. But for Americans, if you're an American citizen, we really can't take a cruise there right now. Our very first Virgin Voyages cruise was an overnight. I want to say it was in an overnight in Havana, or it was a late night in Havana. That was our very first cruise that was supposed to happen. Then the U.S. government said you can't go. That has not been changed. So right now, if you're a Canadian citizen, you can. There are cruises that go to Cuba. Let me see. You're welcome, Lauren. What line has the best cruise food? Boy, that's just so subjective, right? But overall, I think the probably at the very top is going to be Disney and Virgin Voyages in terms of mainstream cruise lines. Now, Oceania is known for their gourmet food. So we're going on the Oceania Serena for Christmas. So I'm probably going to completely change my mind on who has the best food come December when we get on there. But in terms of mainstream cruise lines, Disney, Virgin Voyages probably are two of the best. Then comes Celebrity and Princess right after that. So I think those are the four that have the absolute best. Overall, when it comes to specialty dining, then you got to add Norwegian to the mix, because Norwegian specialty dining is top notch. It's really, really good. Royal Caribbean specialty dining is good as well. I think they have some of the best sushi at sea with Azumi. So it's, you know, but just overall, Disney, Virgin, Princess, Celebrity. I think those are the four from the mainstream.
And you do have to bear in mind that what Walter and I enjoy may not be the same as what other, because if you're a very basic meat and potatoes kind of eater, you may not agree with our opinions.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm the kind of guy that I love to find, you know, that $1 taco stand that's absolutely amazing, and I'm okay spending, you know, $150 per person on a meal if it's worth it. If it's not worth it, then I get pissed. So I don't mind spending money on dinner, but it's not like I have to spend a ton of money to be happy with it. You find me a great, like when I go to New York, my first stop, I mean, I want to go to a halal food truck on the streets of New York. And I love those things. Oh my God, I absolutely love them. And I will bypass all the other ones until I find a halal truck. And I'm like, oh yes, I'm home now. I love it. Yeah, well, no, it's a truck, little food truck
thingy. Carts too.
Yeah, that are just out. So I love that kind of stuff. Oh, you know, another thing too, with TUI Fly and Mind Shift and all that, a big difference between American cruise lines and European cruise line. Pretty much all of the European cruise line is sold as a package automatically. Like the flights, the hotel, the cruise, that's all sold as a package, especially if they're flying here. Like There was I can't remember the name. Oh, Marella had a ship in Port Canaveral. They may still have it there. It was doing round trip cruises from Port Canaveral, but it was only for Europeans. Americans not allowed to book onto that cruise line, but it's just sold as a package. Whereas here with the U.S. cruise line, it's all sold piecemeal. You can put it together if you want, but like with Mein Schiff, it just automatically starts out. Here's the package price. It's your flight, it's your hotel, it's the cruise. So that is a big difference. And I have a really good friend that I've developed now through social media, who is a travel advisor over in the UK. And it's very interesting to talk to him about the differences between, how he works over there in Europe and how we work over here in the States. So that is a really, really fun thing. Celeste, by the way, talking about whale watching in the Mexican Riviera, Celeste is saying Cabo is the place for whale watching, depending on the time of the year. Celeste did it on their own with a local company. It's been years, but the company is right on the harbor. So thank you so much for that, Celeste. So if you're thinking about whale watching in the Mexican Riviera, Celeste is saying Cabo is a great place to go do that. Thank you so much for your input. We really appreciate that. Deanne, trying to get your husband to enjoy traveling, hoping cruising is the thing. Well, here's the thing you can tell your husband. I didn't want to go on my first cruise, okay? It was our 10th wedding anniversary. When we booked it, I thought, okay, this is going to be kind of cool. It's going to be kind of fun. But as we started getting closer to it, I really did not want to go on the cruise. And it was a 14-day cruise, right? We just jumped into the deep end of the pool, right? First cruise, 14 days, East-West Caribbean, both sides, back-to-back. Caribbean Princess. And after we got closer, I said, you know what? I don't think I want to go. And finally, Rebecca said, well, I'm going. You can go with me. You can stay home. But I'm going on the cruise. Like, fine, I'll go. Whatever. We'll just go do it. We'll get it out of the way. Never do it again. Yeah, well, about a second or third day, we already booked our next cruise. And I think we booked 2 cruises while we were on that cruise. I was hooked. I was literally hooked right from the first full day at sea. I'm like, that's it. I love this. I want to do this forever. So yeah, cruising is just so much fun. And what I love about it is that you just don't have to worry about anything, right? So much is included, first of all, which is awesome. But I love that you unpack once. Your hotel is in a different place every single day. It's like going to a Las Vegas resort. It really is. There's so much to do on the ship. There's so much entertainment. And if you want that extra drink with dinner, it's okay. You just got to get yourself back to the room. I don't have to get in a car to go do this thing. I don't have to get in a car to go have dinner and drive back and then figure out, well, what all are we going to do? It's like, the ship shows up in St. Thomas. We've got a whole day to explore St. Thomas, and then we come back to the ship. That's why I love cruising so much. It's just so much of it. It's just packaged together, and you unpack once and you go to all these different places. So it's really a lot of fun. Now, cruising's not for everybody, but I absolutely love it. Where do you get European adapters? I mean, Amazon, seriously. Everybody knows Amazon, but just search for European power adapter. And you will see a slew of them out there now. There's so many of them, but I recommend the ones that have the USB ports right on them. Usually you get like between 1 and 4 USB ports. They'll usually have 1, maybe 2 American plug. And the good ones are the ones that have like 4 different sliders. So you get 1 adapter, and it's good for like England, Australia. It's good for multiple types of things. Because then when you stay in a hotel, say in Australia, you have a power outlet that works with it. So the one we have has various sliders on it. Do you know where it is?
Yeah, the one of them isn't, the slider part isn't working.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to do it. I'll do a TikTok on one and show you the one that we have. So they're awesome.
Yeah, I think it's stuck on European. I can't slide it to the other ones.
That's it. Talking HR. Yeah, celebrity small ships are great. Disney cruise recommendations, any of them. I mean, Disney ships are amazing. I highly recommend the 7-day ones because they're awesome. I mean, right now the Wish is only doing 4s and 3s, but the Treasure's coming out. So the Wish is the newest one. And then you've got the Fantasy and Dream. Those are the now the mid-size ships. And then you have the Wonder and the Magic. Disney does a great job taking care of their ships. The food is top-notch. So basically, with a Disney cruise recommendation is yes, the ships are amazing. So it almost doesn't matter where you go. Of course, you're going to pay a little bit more. You're paying for that Disney name. You're paying for the Disney food, and you're paying for the service. I mean, their service is like top notch. Their food is some of the best at sea. They have the best buffet, period. I mean, their buffet was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But it's not open for dinner, so keep that in mind. And that the whole rotational dining thing really does work. It's a lot of fun. So with a Disney cruise recommendation, it's just yes. It's just which one.
And I will say that as far as pricing goes, if you go when the kids are generally in school in the US, it will be less expensive than if you go during summers or holiday weeks.
And that's actually true of all the family cruise lines, really, in the U.S.
Yeah, but I mean, Disney particularly, like it can be double to triple during the summer versus if you went in, say, February.
Absolutely. So like Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Norwegian, Disney, especially, their prices really do fluctuate when the kids are in school versus when they're out of school and on the ship. So, and especially like spring break jumps up, the summer jumps up, holidays goes straight up. So,
and if you need multiple cabins together, like a lot of families do, you need to book far out because it can be hard to get cabins together.
Especially if you're trying to save money. Like I can do it, but it might be the concierge level or it might be a suite, you know, to do it. So that, yeah, good points right there. If you're looking for like what's the best time to book a Disney cruise and save money, that would be January for sure. Like right after the holidays, January is a great time. And sometimes like September, like right after school restarted, but definitely January is a great time to book. January into February can be a great time to book pretty much any cruise line in the U.S. The great time right after the holidays, that's when the prices go down. Diana's doing a transatlantic from Rome to Tampa. Love it. Love it. User 251, you just got back from Canada on the Escape. Yay. Love it. The Escape. We love the Norwegian Escape. I love the Norwegian Breakaway class. We've not been on the new Prima class yet. I really want to, but wow. Wow. Nancy, do I think the current war issues will affect cruising overseas? Well,
it already has.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Israel is out for the time being, and the Baltic and Russia has been out for a while since all of that has been going on. So yeah, it has an immediate effect. As soon as something like that happens, and I've talked about this before, I mean, Holland America did an amazing job. They were actually tied up in Haifa when all of this broke out, and they did an amazing job reaching out to all of their people. They had tours out in Israel when all this broke out, and they were able to get people back. That's why it's so important. Cruise lines absolutely have to have your phone contact and your email contact, because as soon as everything broke out, they got a hold of everybody and said, get back to the ship now. We are untying and going as soon as everybody's back on the ship. And they know who's not there because, you know, you check out when you leave. And that's part of the reason why they do that. They know exactly who's on the ship, who's off the ship. So they knew who was off the ship. Of course, they contacted their tour operators immediately. But then anybody who wasn't on a tour, they were reaching out, you know, via text, via email, via anything that they had to say, get back to the ship now because we're going. So, yeah, so anytime there are hostilities, anytime, like there have been cases where cruise ports have been stopped because an election is coming up. You know, we're getting close to an election and there's a potential for violence. So the cruise ports are called off. So, yeah, absolutely, it's going to have an effect.
The other thing to bear in mind is even if your, say, Mediterranean cruise never included Israel, a lot of Mediterranean ports are much busier than they would normally be because those cruises that were supposed to go to Israel have diverted to other ports in the Mediterranean.
Exactly. So, in fact, one of our clients actually just finished an amazing, I think it was like 21 days in Europe. We set up a whole land portion for them, and they had a 10-day celebrity cruise, and we packaged the whole thing up for them. They were making the comment that, wow, the Mediterranean ports are much busier because all the Israel stops have been called off and those ships need to go somewhere. So if there's availability somewhere, those ships are coming in. So, Kathy, thank you so much for the kind word. I really appreciate it. Suzanne and anybody else who just comes on and goes, hey, any good celebrity deals right now? I don't know unless I look. They are running 40% off right now. And one thing that I'm not is just a clearinghouse. So if there are specific cruises that you are interested in or a time frame that you're interested in, then I go in and I look for that. But I don't just keep a Rolodex of, you know, discount warehouse pricing. That's basically if you go to some of those cheap cruise websites, and they'll tell you. But Celebrity's running 40% off, I believe. And in case you didn't realize, the all-included package has been changed to a 2-pack. They've even changed the name of it to a 2-pack. It only includes Wi-Fi and the drink package. The gratuities are no longer included, and they're all included. So, but Celebrity always has specials going on. And the other big thing they did, they cut out most of the onboard credit. So most of the onboard credit is gone. We try to offer onboard credit. You know, a lot of travel agents, like they send gifts, they send this, they send that to their clients. We try to offer some onboard credit to our clients because we figure, you know, we'd rather give you the cash so you can go get something on the ship. So that's one of the things that we try to do. So Celebrity, the deals are going to depend on where you're going, when you're going, which ship you're going on. So certainly reach out. We'll be happy to see what's available in the time frame and where you want to sail out of. That's the other big thing to remember. You know, when people like ask about deals and whatnot, cruises sail from all over the world. So what time frame do you want to go? What port do you want to sail from? Then that totally determines, is there a good deal? I don't know where you want to go from. And it also, you know, I love it when people are, well, I want to go out on this specific ship from this port. Well, that ship isn't in that port at that time. You know, the ships move around a lot. You know, some ships like the Celebration and the Mardi Gras, those are permanent. They are going to be in Port Canaveral. They are going to be in Miami. The Disney Wish, permanent. It's in Port Canaveral.
Year round.
But there are other ships that move, like the Norwegian Escape. It moves all over the place. The Carnival, Vistas, and Horizon, they move all over the place. So it's hard to just say, hey, here's a good deal for you, but it has nothing to do with where you want to go. So reach out. I mean, we'll be happy to find you something. That is one of the things that we specialize in, is trying to find good deals. And we don't always find like the cheapest cruise out there for you, but we try to find something that's the best value for what you're looking for. That's one of the things I really enjoy. Philip is saying not all confiscated items can be claimed after the cruise. That's true. It depends on what they confiscated. So depending on what they took from you, usually you do get it back, but not always. I actually have a multi-tool that I use with my camera kit, and I forgot that there was like a very short blade on it. Like, I've taken it on multiple ships and didn't have a problem until we went on our last Virgin cruise. They actually took it away, and then they gave it back to me at the end of the cruise. So I'm going to get myself a different multi-tool that doesn't have a short blade on it. That's the answer to that. Make it super easy. But, you know, I have that thing with the screwdriver, the wrench, and all of that, because it comes in real handy with all my camera gear that's on the various cruise ships. So, but you're right. Not everything they take will be given back. If it is deemed a threat, they may just keep it, or for whatever reason. The most popular thing, I think, taken are the power strips, because people bring them on with surge protectors. You can't have a surge protector on your power strip. If you need an extension cord or something like that, especially if you have like a CPAP machine or something like that, we can let the cruise line know that in advance. They will bring you an extension cord.
Most cruise lines will.
Yeah. And if you need distilled water, most cruise lines provide it. Now, some cruise lines like Virgin Voyages, they request that you bring the distilled water on board with you. They can provide it, and I think they charge you for it. But most cruise lines will provide distilled water, for example. So there are certain things. And again, that's why the FAQ comes in so important. Even we have to go look at it, because it changes all the time. What can you bring on board? What can you not bring on board? What is there going to be a charge for?
And it's so different from cruise line to cruise line.
It is. It
can get kind of muddled in your brain when you're dealing with every cruise line.
Even wine, right? You know, you bring wine on board. Hey, guess what? There's a $25 corkage fee for us to open it in the restaurant. Well, then what was the point of bringing the wine on board? Because you still spent $25 just to get that bottle open. You might as well just have bought a bottle while you're on there. Can you take a small pair of scissors? In general,
usually,
yes.
I usually have one in my first aid kit too, because I have the moleskin for blisters, and it's just a big thing, and I cut it to the size I need. So I do have a small pair in with that, and so far nobody's had a problem.
Does it have the rounded tips, or does it have the points on it?
I think it has the rounded
tips,
so but I'm not sure. It's small.
Yeah, so it's a very small one. And I do believe, I'm trying to picture it, I think it has the rounded tip. Now, if you have the ones with the sharp points on it, it's more likely to be taken away. But
a lot of people do bring small scissors if they say you're doing like needlework or crafts or things like that.
Right. So in general, probably, but you know, it's all up to the security officers when you go through when you go through the
And I would say in general,
security.
if they do decide that you cannot have them, that will likely be something that you will be able to get back at the end of the
Oh yeah,
cruise.
you absolutely should. I mean, I got my tools back at the end of the thing. But you know, it all depends on that security officer. Like I said, I went on multiple cruises with this tool and nobody flagged it until I got on Virgin. And I didn't, I was like, what is the problem? I said, oh, this thing. And so, oh yeah, it does have a blade, doesn't it? I didn't even think about the fact that I had a blade on it. And so they took it. And then as I came off the ship, I had a ticket. I just gave it to the officer as I came off the ship and they just gave it back to me. No big deal. You know, I ended up not needing it on the cruise. So now I know I just get a different toolkit for the next time we go on and we're all set. So, oh, thank you, Jerry. I appreciate that. Yeah. So one of the advantages of booking Virgin Voyages, there's two advantages of booking Virgin Voyages with us. One, we can pick your cabin. You can't pick your cabin online unless you call. You actually have to call Sailor Services to pick a cabin. But number two, like I said, if you book a Sea Terrace or above, we can automatically give you $100 on board credit. And by the way, one of the really cool things that we can do is if you reach out, we're going to be on the Valiant Lady November 18th through the 26th. While we are on board, we can purchase as many My Next Virgin Voyage certificates as we want as a travel agent. Now, My Next Virgin Voyage, you pay $300. That $300 is put towards your deposit. Then you will get $300 off your cruise on top of that. Plus, you will get $600 onboard credit. This is good for any cruise within 2 years. You must sail within 2 years of purchasing this. So while we are on board the ship, we are going to be purchasing My Next Virgin Voyages for any of our clients who want them. So if you are interested in a My Next Virgin Voyages, if you are interested in sailing Virgin Voyages over the next 2 years, you haven't sailed them yet, or maybe you did sail them, but you didn't take advantage of that My Next Virgin Voyage offer while you were on board the ship, reach out to us because we are going to be collecting your information before we go on the ship. And we are going to purchase My Next Virgin Voyages for as many of our current and new clients as you guys want. So again, it's $300 per. We can buy up to 10 of these for each person. And they are fully transferable. So that means, you know, if I buy one for myself, I can just hand it off to Rebecca. And we just simply change the names on the booking. And yes, Virgin Voyages allows all the names, like 2 names in the cabin, all the names in the cabin to be changed out. Nobody has to be associated with it. So if you are thinking about going on a Virgin Voyage cruise within the next 2 years and you want to A, save $300 on your sailing, and B, you'd like to get $600 of onboard credit, which is combinable with the current Virgin Voyages offer. So right now, up to $600 bar tab for 7 nights or longer. You would have $600 onboard credit from the My Next Virgin Voyage. You would have $100 of onboard credit from me, that's $700, and you would have $600 of a bar tab for 7 nights or longer. So you just reach out. You just reach out to us if you would like to do that on Virgin Voyages, and we will get everything set up so that before we get on the ship, we're all ready to do it. And then we will get these My Next Virgin Voyages, and they will already be in your name. They will be ready to go, and we can just convert them to a cruise within 2 years. Again, you must sail within 2 years, not book within 2 years. You must sail within 2 years. You can get you can get up to 10 of these, and they are fully transferable. So if you have friends and family that maybe you want to cruise with, either they can get us their names, or you can go ahead and pre-purchase for $300 each. Get them to pay the $300 back to you, and now you all have that $600 onboard credit, and you all have $300 off. Now that $300 that you pay is not the deposit; it's put towards the deposit. A deposit on Virgin Voyages is always going to be 20% of the cruise fare, and as always, you can save 10% on any Virgin Voyages cruise if you pay in full at least 180 days before the sailing. We just take 10% right off the cruise. It is so freaking cool. It is so freaking awesome. Gary, booking the next cruise while on board, usually the best deal, then transfer it to you. What?
You missed Mike Smith up right before the scissors.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Mike. I apologize. You want to send your daughter on a cruise for the 21st birthday in December, this coming December? Well, obviously, Virgin Voyages is fun because it's all adult. That is absolutely fun. I think that's a great cruise line to go on for your 21st birthday. Which, by the way, Virgin Voyages will serve 18 and up once you hit international water. So keep that in mind. If you got, it is an 18 and up cruise line. So if you've got teenagers that are 18, 19 going on a Virgin Voyages cruise with you, understand that they will serve them unless you say no. But for your daughter's 21st birthday, certainly Virgin Voyages comes to mind, depending on what kind of a cruise they want. If they want to be more party college crowd party type thing, obviously Carnival comes into play with that. Carnival Royal Caribbean is more fun. If they want a more adult experience, I'm 21, I want a more adult experience, Princess Celebrity comes into mind, especially Celebrity is a lot of fun. So it just depends.
And one thing to bear in mind, other than Virgin Voyages, all the other cruise lines, when they sail from the U.S., if you are not 21 on boarding day,
yes, boarding day,
you will not be served for that entire cruise.
Yeah, so she needs to be 21 the day the ship leaves. So you don't want her to turn 21 on the ship. So if it's her 21st birthday, make sure she's getting on the ship after.
Now, that doesn't apply to Virgin because they will serve anybody 18 and over once they're in international waters.
Yeah, so Mike, just reach out. We'd be more than happy to help you out because, again, that also depends on where you're sailing out of. I'm talking about Virgin Voyages. They're only out of Miami in the U.S. Now, if you want to sail out of California, you want to sail out of Seattle, you want to sail out of Central South, we're going to have to find you a different ship. But definitely, we'd be more than happy. Just reach out. Gary, booking the next cruise while on board, usually the best deal. Not always, no. But you should always go to the next cruise desk to see what they have. Very often, the cruise is not the deal. The deal is you get a reduced deposit, or you can buy a certificate, such as what I was just talking about with Virgin Voyages. You can get that certificate, and you can only do it while you're on board, and then they're going to email you a follow-up. So like within a week of taking the cruise, you can still get something. But while you're on board, and this applies to every single cruise line, you should always go to the future cruise desk, the next cruise desk, whatever they call it. What deal are you offering right now? Very often, it is a reduced deposit. It is some sort of a certificate, like Norwegian has a cruise next certificate, which I think like you pay so much. Let's say you pay $200 and then they value it at $400 when you convert that to a cruise. So always check in to see what they're offering. And
sometimes it's just some extra onboard credit is what they'll offer you.
Yeah. So actually booking the cruise on the ship, generally it's not going to be the best deal. Sometimes it is, but it's usually all those little perks and extras that you can take, but then you don't necessarily have to book it while you're on the ship. You can just take the little perk, you take the coupon, you take whatever it is, and then you have to apply it to a cruise within a set amount of time. Yeah.
And you can, if you booked it on a cruise where you book directly through the cruise line, you can transfer that to Walter.
Correct. So if you book a cruise directly with the cruise line, either on board the ship or online or by calling, you can transfer those to us. Just simply reach out. There's a time limit with almost all of these cruise lines, anywhere from 14 days to 30 days out. Now, Virgin Voyages, again, is the outlier. You can transfer a Virgin Voyage cruise to us all the way up until final payment.
But the future cruise things you can transfer to you just as long as it's before they've been applied.
Well, and it all depends on the cruise line too. Like Norwegian, that future cruise coupon is applied to you. It's not applied to the travel agent. It's just applied to you. So if you bought it while on the cruise ship, I'm going to see it in your account and I can apply it. So so they're not always applied. Everybody does everything differently. So certainly reach out to us before you take the cruise if you're thinking about transferring something to us. But you can literally book a cruise with any single cruise line, and in general, you can transfer it to us within 14 to 30 days. We take over your booking. If it's a Virgin Voyage cruise, automatically that $100 onboard credit is going to be dropped right on top, because if you have a Sea Terrace or above, it automatically gets dropped on top because now you're working with us and kinds of things. So yes, Nurse Tara, Virgin Voyages, that is the best deal at sea. Nobody else even comes close to this deal. Again, if you're thinking about going on Virgin Voyages within the next 2 years, reach out to us before November 18th. We can purchase the My Next Virgin Voyage for $300 in your name. So it's all ready to go. We can purchase up to 10 per person, but you must sail within 2 years. By purchasing that My Next Virgin Voyage, you are going to get $300 off your Virgin cruise. and you're going to get $600 of onboard credit. That $600 of onboard credit can be combined with whatever offer, generally with whatever public offer that Virgin Voyages is offering, such as that up to $600 bar tab. You'll have a $600 bar tab. You'll have a $600 onboard credit. You get $100 onboard credit from me. That's $700 onboard credit. So now you're going on a ship with $1,300 to spend. It's absolutely crazy. And I can purchase as many as you want. However, we need to get in touch ahead of time. So I have a list. So I will be on the ship from November 18th through November 26th. During that time, I can buy as many My Next Virgin Voyage certificates as I'd like. And I will buy them all directly in your name. But we have to get in touch ahead of time, because I'm not just going to buy a whole bunch of them. We will buy some, so we'll have some, but predominantly I'm offering this to those of you watching and to our clients as well, that I can go ahead and purchase a few of these in advance. So, Michael, you're headed to the seaside right now. Have an amazing time. We enjoyed it. The pools are amazing. Enjoy the pizza for sure. Oh my God, the pizza is so good. And what I did, I started getting some pizza. And then on the days that they had the fresh mozzarella out there, I sliced up some mozzarella. I put that on there, get some salami, get some prosciutto, put that on the pizza. Oh, so good. Have a great time. Have a great time. Kid-free cruises, Virgin Voyages, 100%. Viking, 100%. Adults only. Those two cruise lines are adults only. Yeah, 18 plus. Not so many kids. Holland America, Celebrity Cruise Line. Definitely don't have that many kids, especially the longer cruises. And then Princess is family friendly. Still not a lot of kids. Now, the way to have fewer kids on any cruise is to book a cruise that goes longer than 7 days. And I mean truly longer than 7 days. It's not a back-to-back. So a back-to-back means it's going to go 7 days generally one way, comes back to the port, goes 7 days the other way. Those are 2 one-week cruises. Anything longer than a 7-day cruise, generally families don't go on those near as much. So if you book a 7-day, a 14-day, a 20-day cruise that leaves the port and stays out there for 14 or 20 days before it comes back, fewer kids. Even on Royal Caribbean, even on Carnival, even on Norwegian, even on Disney, they will be much fewer kids. But absolutely kids-free, Virgin Voyages and Viking are 2 of them. Yep. So certainly reach out. We'll be happy. Kel, you're excited for the cruise you booked. Yay. Looking forward to seeing what a new cruise line is like. We love going on new cruises. There's so much fun just to learn. We're going on Oceania for the first time in December, Christmas and New Year's, our first Christmas and New Year's cruise. We can't wait to do that.
61 days.
So yeah, 61 days, but who's counting? Yay. And DOCD makes a great point. Virgin Voyages placeholders make great gifts. Think about it. It's $300 if you've got family members, really good friends, maybe colleagues at work have been doing a good job. $300. You can gift them a cruise. You can say, look, here's $300. I've already put it down towards your cruise. You're going to get $300 off, and you're going to get $600 on board credit from me. And if you already know, look, I'm going to go on Virgin Voyages, and I want my family members to come with me. I want my friends to come with me. You can go ahead and purchase these things, and they can pay you the $300 back, and you can share them because, again, you can buy up to 10 for yourself. They're fully transferable. You do not have to be in the cabin to get this reward. All you do is you say, hey, Walt, I'm going to transfer it to Rebecca. I get in touch with Rebecca. I get all of Rebecca's information. That My Next Virgin Voyage is now in Rebecca's name. It's super, super cool, super, super easy. So if you are thinking about going on Virgin Voyages in the next 2 years, please do reach out so we can go ahead and get you set up with a My Next Virgin Voyage. Thoughts on Norwegian for Alaska? It's not my first choice. We have booked some clients on it, especially there are some clients who are like, I really need a lot of stuff for the kids to do when they're on the ship. Okay, so they do have the Encore. They do have the Bliss going up there, which has the whole racetrack up on the top. They also have some smaller ships. I prefer the smaller ships for Alaska because the ports are so small. Norwegian is a great cruise line. They really are a great cruise line. Now, if you're interested in Glacier Bay, there's only specific cruises that will go into Glacier Bay National Park, whereas Princess and Holland America are going to have a lot more that go in there. My first choice in Alaska is always Princess, followed by Holland America. Now Oceania is kind of like my third choice, then Celebrity. But we are sending clients to Alaska on Norwegian. They have great ships. They really do have great ships. Just they're big. So understand that when you come into a port, there might be some time getting off, and there may be some ports that are tender ports because your ship is so big. but certainly reach out. We'd be more than happy. We've sent so many people up to Alaska. It's been absolutely crazy. So, folks, it's been almost an hour. Oh, God, it's coming up on 2 hours. Not even an hour and a half. It's coming up on 2 hours. This has been a crazy Sunday. Y'all have been absolutely amazing. Tomorrow, October 23rd, we're going to pop up on TikTok again about 7 o'clock Eastern time because it will be the 1-year anniversary of Where's Walter Travel. So that's going to be absolutely amazing. If you have not subscribed to our channels yet on TikTok and YouTube, please do. Please hit the like button so they know you actually like what we're doing. And then we're going to be back Thursday night. Ooh, Thursday night, we're going to have one of my colleagues from KHM Travel Group, Bill Coyle, has been a travel agent for 30 years. 30 years. He's going to have some tips and advice, I think, for everybody. And we're going to we'll talk a little bit about, being a travel agent and what all is involved with that and why I think us travel agents are pretty doggone cool and why you should work with us. But we're going to talk a lot about travel for sure. He's got so many tips. He knows more than I will ever forget. That's for sure. He's just absolutely amazing. So that's going to be awesome. Yay, Nurse Tara, I just made your Christmas gift for your 22 and 21-year-old daughter. See, my next Virgin Voyages actually do make good gifts for sure. So 7 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow night, we're going to celebrate 1 year. I'm going to be making an old fashioned. I invite you guys to join me with a cocktail. I will remind you one more time, we have 2 group cruises coming up. October 19th through the 26th, the brand spanking new Sun Princess. It's going to be one of the first cruises here in the U.S. October 19th through the 26th, 2024. There's around 30 of us already on the ship. Would love to have